Hey, so today we are going to talk about how you can be more productive with your time. Because I know that you are super busy, like myself. And I found that even at in my busiest seasons, when my babies were little and I was trying to build this business, and when the kids, now that they're bigger, now I feel like I'm a different kind of busy because they have so many activities after school that it's just crazy busy. But I find that even when I'm the busiest, I can still get so much more done than, say, other friends or clients or just family members. Like, people ask me all the time, how the heck do you do so much? And I think that it's just a way of thinking. It's my way of thinking that I think God blessed me with. And so that's what I want to share with you today, because it's kind of just thinking in a different manner. Now, sometimes when I tell people this, they're like, mind blown, because it's very simple, but it just takes a different kind of thinking about like your life and how you do things, okay? So here's the thing. First thing I want to talk about is doing things in batches. So I'm like the queen of like batch processing, okay? Basically doing the same thing at one time. So for example, laundry. I find a lot of people waste a lot of time when they do laundry every single day, right? Because you have to go to the washer and you have to go to the dryer a million times, and then you have to fold and then you have to put away. I save a lot of time by doing laundry once a week. I do laundry on Fridays. So I'm not in the washer and dryer one day, I'm folding and putting away one time. It's crazy, but you save a ton of time doing that. And if you just start thinking about your whole life, like what are other things that you can batch do? For example, when it comes to prepping and cooking healthy meals. So for me, I do make the time on a daily basis, most weeks, to give myself 20-30 minutes to whip up a quick healthy dinner. But sometimes I don't, because it's a crazy busy weeks. My kids are bigger now, they have so many activities. So since I have my meal plan, what I do is what wastes a lot of time or spends a lot of time when you're cooking is like chopping and taking things out and putting them away, washing, having to clean everything. But if you batch do those things, you end up saving a lot of time. So I won't cook an entire meal, but I will batch chop, okay? So basically what I'll do is I'll go through all my recipes that I have picked out or lined up for the week, and I'm like, okay, I need a pepper this day, I need garlic that day, I need an onion this day, I need zucchini that day, or I'm gonna roast a ton of vegetables for the week. So I take out my chopping board one time, my knife one time, I chop everything, I put it into little baggies, that way I can just throw it away, no Tupperwares, that wastes too much time. I'll put everything in baggies and I'll just write down like, onions and peppers for Monday's meal. So I'll put Monday on it, and then say zucchini and whatever, squash. I'll chop that up, put it in one bag and put for Wednesday's meal. So I do that. So I have all my vegetables chopped for the week, and then I only had to wash and dry and put away all that stuff once. So you start seeing how now you see it a different way. You're like, oh, all the times you have to like take out the thing, the cutting board and the knife and wash all of that. You're just doing it once. So all these things that I'm going to tell you put together end up saving you so much more time and allow you the time to be able to do some things that maybe you haven't been able to do in the past because you weren't organized enough and you weren't thinking about it and you just weren't able to make the time for it, or you just couldn't find the time for it realistically. So I just want you to think about right now, maybe take out a piece of paper. I have my weekly calendar here with the times, okay? Maybe on the back of that, grab it and write down what are some things that you do the same thing every day or a few times a week that you can do in batches, okay? For example, packing my kids' lunches. So instead of packing their snacks every single day, I grab my little snack bag, I go to my pantry, and I pack 2 little bags, 5 little bags of pretzels, I pack 5 little bags of animal crackers, I pack, I just set up all their snacks. If my daughter likes carrots, so I'll do 5 little bags of carrots. Grapes, I put 5 little bags of grapes and I leave them in the fridge. So all of that saves you time during the week. So think, what are all those things that you can batch do and write them down, okay? So that's one strategy, okay, that's gonna save you a ton of time. The other one is doing things on a recurring basis, because what happens when we don't have a plan is that then you can't ever find, like I have a friend that tells me she never has time to get her nails done. And she's always complaining about her nails not looking good and she feels terrible. And actually, it's crazy, but her husband sometimes says stuff to her like, why aren't your nails done? Like, why don't you have time to do this? But when you don't do things on a recurring basis, when you don't have like a set day and time for these things, then you end up never being able to make the time because other things like emergency kind of things or things that need to be done right away or all of a sudden, those take precedent. Those will have to go before that, right? So for me, when I had the kids, it's so easy to start doing less and less and less for yourself because they need you more and more and more and more. So I found that I started all the self-care things I started not doing because I was so busy with the kids. So I realized I had to do things for me on a recurring basis. So for example, my nails, as simple as that. If I don't have a set day and time to get my nails done, I will never do them. I just will do something else, something for the kids, something for the house, something for my business, something for my, you just find something else to do. But I find that writing it down here, I go every Friday at 11 a.m. Or not every Friday, sorry. I used to do that, but now I do gels because it's a lot easier for me. I only have to go every 3 weeks. But I write every third Friday of the month at 11 a.m. I get my nails done, right? So that's there and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the time. I have my allotted time. I won't schedule anything before or after that, okay? So think about that, for laundry was something I talk about this later on in the program, but I talk about delegating. But before I didn't have somebody doing my laundry. Now I do, but I still wash and dry my clothes. That I do on Fridays, and I do that as soon as I wake up on Fridays. I have it written down on my schedule. Friday, 6 a.m., I start laundry, okay? So what are the things that you can jot down on your calendar that you do on a weekly basis or a daily basis or a monthly basis? Or what are maybe things that you haven't been able to find the time to do, that you can start doing them, planning them, and scheduling them on a recurring basis, same date and time. That just gives you accountability and it helps you block out that time, okay? So doing things in batches, doing things on a recurring basis, and now the last one, this is huge for saving time. And it takes a little bit of work at the beginning, but then you just start thinking that way and you don't even really have to write it down because you're just gonna kind of think this way. So what this is I also find a lot of people waste time because they go to the grocery store every day, or oh my gosh, I'm out of diapers, I need to go to Target. And then another day, oh my gosh, I'm out of this, and they have to go to Walmart. And oh, I gotta go to the post office, and now it's leave and get the kids and the diapers and the this, or if the kids are bigger, when am I gonna do it? I have to pick them up from school. And you just end up wasting so much time. So what I like to do is at the beginning of my week, now every week for me is a little bit different. So I actually have to sit down. I usually do this on Saturdays or Sundays, and I grab my calendar. So if you have a ton, you can print these right here from the program. Or you can do this on, if you have an agenda that you like, or on your phone, whatever. I like to write it down so that I can see it, and then I schedule everything onto my phone as appointments. But first I like to write it down so I can see everything at one glance, okay? So I write, okay, I need to go to the grocery store. So when do I have time? When do I have to do something else around the grocery store? Okay, so I'll tell you, for example, how I do this, okay? On Mondays and Thursdays, I take my son to an enrichment program. It's called Kumon. And he's there for about 30 to 45 minutes. Right next to there, there's a grocery store, the one that I like to go to. So I don't make a special trip to the grocery store. He's there. Why sit down in the car and waste 45 minutes twice a week to go to while he's in his enrichment program? One of those days I do groceries for the week. So on Mondays, while he's in there, I have my daughter and we go to the grocery store and we get everything we need for the week. Then I'll also think to myself, I look at my gas tank. Do I need gas? A lot of times it's either on a Monday or a Thursday because there's a gas station right there. I choose to fill up them. I don't make a special trip. I don't stop one after I get the kids or before. No, I know more or less when I need gas, and if I don't completely need it, but I know I'm gonna need it in like a day or two, I just fill up because I have some dead time there that my son is in his enrichment program. And so I pack that time with all the things that are around there that I could possibly get done. So Mondays, say he's there for 45 minutes, I do my groceries and fill up with gas. Now, I used to go to the dry cleaners somewhere else by the kids' school, but there's a dry cleaners right in that plaza, and I'm in that plaza twice a week. So if I have to take my husband's shirts or pick them up, or I have a dress or something that needs to be done in the dry cleaners, I switched to that one. And so now I don't have to make another special trip on another day and waste the 15 minutes it takes me to get there and getting out of the car and paying. I do it all then. I also won't just take one thing. I'll wait till I have a few things, unless we need it right away, and then I take them, okay? But so what are the places that you go to on a weekly basis? Where is your kids' basketball games or practices? Where are your son's football games? Where's your daughter's dance class or her tutoring? And what is there around there that you need to do at some point in the week? And can you schedule it all at the same time? So, for example, I also go to Trader Joe's, right? And that's like, it's about 10, 15 minutes away from my house. And I always go there on the weekend. So there's a ton of stores around there, okay? There's a Costco and there's a Target and so if I needed to say return something at a TJ Maxx, or I needed to go to Michael's to get some kind of supplies for my kids' schools, right? I would know, okay, on Sunday, I'm in that area to do my groceries. There's two places I do groceries, so just in case you're getting confused. What errands do I need to do this week that I could do around then? Okay, so then what I do is I have my calendar and I write, okay, so Sunday is groceries. Oh, I need to return that thing from TJ Maxx. I'll do that there. So say we have church at 10 a.m. and then right after church, say 11:45, I'll do that. And then I'll return those things, and I write all the things I need to do there. Mondays, my son has Kumon at 2:30 p.m. I'll do my groceries during that time, put gas, and drop off the dry cleaners or pick up the dry cleaners. Okay, on Wednesdays, say you have to go to the office, and by the office, there's a post office on your way there. So you see how it's just like a completely different way of thinking. But the thing is that you have to plan ahead. I never do things by accident or by coincidence. I never am just like, not never, but very rarely, oh, I need this, and like I just up and go. No, because that's such a waste of time. I talk to so many people who are like, just can't find the time to do stuff, but when I ask them about their weeks, they waste so much time in the car traveling from here to there, making special trips and not utilizing their time wisely. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a nut, but I'd rather be a little bit of a nut and be super crazy busy for an hour and a half and then have free myself other times during the week. For example, I had to schedule last year, I had to schedule my son for this enrichment program. My daughter had ballet, and they were more or less around the same area. So I said to myself, it's these types of things that you could schedule whichever day, right? So when I'm scheduling her day for dance, I said, you know what? If I'm able to schedule her 30 minutes after his enrichment class. So I drop him off, I drop her off, I go back to him, do groceries, fill up with gas, then by the time I'm done with all of that, I pick her up. Then I started adding, because I saw I was having a little bit of extra time. Now there's things like, now that there's so many options, like Walmart does pick up for groceries. So sometimes on another day where he may have his enrichment class or a hitting lesson or something, I schedule to pick up my groceries at Walmart or the things that I needed from Walmart during that time. So another thing, I think I have my son, he has a hitting lesson on Thursdays at 4 p.m. There's a Walmart around there. So, maybe I had a crazy week and I couldn't do groceries during, the Monday that he has enrichment because I had to do another errand. So let me do Walmart groceries this week, and I will drop him off and I go pick up my Walmart groceries or do whatever other errand. But you see how it takes a little bit of planning. So what I want you to do is I want you to take this, I know that you can do this somewhere else if you have a planner or on your phone, but I want you to just take your weekly calendar that I gave you here, print it out because it has all the times, and I want you, and it's a whole week, I want you to go ahead and write down all the things that you have to do, every single appointment that you have during the week, all the activities that your kids have that rely on you, that you have to take them or drop them or stay with them. And so those are like things that like you can't not do, right? Or dropping off your kid, to school or picking them up. A lot of times I'll say, on a Tuesday, I need to stop at Walgreens for sunblock. Okay, say that's that. I won't just, I thought I need sunblock. Let me just leave the house and go get sunblock. No, there's a Walgreens on my way to drop off on the way to my kid's school. So I'll leave 10 minutes earlier. I'll pick up the sunblock and then I'll pick him up. So using our time wisely. So write down all those things. Like if you work outside of your home, block those times, okay? And then start writing in every appointment that you have, whether it's for yourself or for your children or for your home. Write all those must-do appointments that have certain times. Write those down, okay? And those may stay kind of the same all the time. You may be able to just do them same weekly. And then on Sundays, you'll think to yourself, okay, what does that week look like for you? What errand do you need to do? You need to return something at the mall. Okay, where during the week are you going to be around a mall that you could use your time wisely while something is happening? You could go ahead and do that. You need to buy a birthday gift for someone. On Thursday, you're going to be taking your kid to a whatever lesson. There's a mall there. So I want you to write down all those errands and to-do list things that you have and schedule them where they're convenient and where you're using your time wisely. My friend, this right here, it may sound like super simple, but it is life changing. I'm telling you, I run my life this way, and I tell you on a daily basis, people are like, how do you do it all? Like, how is your house clean? And your kids are in a million things, and you run a business, and you work out, and you cook. I'm no like superhuman. I'm not anything special. I don't have a ton of help. I have a cleaning lady, that's it. But I am just really intentional with everything that I do. My mind operates that way, and so I do everything that way, and it saves a ton of time. Can I tell you, I'm like super crazy and anal about this stuff that I even find myself doing stuff like this at home. For example, when I'm home and my kids, now that they're bigger and they're in school full time, I have that's like my time to work on my business, right? Work on you. So I don't have a lot of it. So I have to use my time wisely. So I do things in the house like, I could come home after I drop the kids and make beds and or clean up the kitchen and stuff, but I don't. So I serve my kids breakfast, and while they're eating breakfast, I run and make the beds. Or sometimes it's if I'm, gonna have breakfast after the gym, I drop them off, I go to the gym, I come home, I'll turn on the stove and I'll turn on the coffee maker, and while those two are heating up, I have time to make the two beds. And so I just think to myself that way. I don't come home and start making the beds and then make breakfast. No, I know that I have a little bit of time while the skillet heats and the coffee maker heats and my milk is in the oven, in the microwave. And so that gives me 5 minutes. I whip up those two beds in 5 minutes, my friend. And sometimes today's like a perfect example. I was making myself breakfast, and I was making a crock pot steak recipe, which is inside the Fit Mom for Life members area, by the way, in the video recipe section. So I was making steak in the crock pot. So I needed to chop up some stuff. It's Monday, I didn't do any prep yet. And so while I turned on the skillet, I had already made beds this morning, so I didn't have to do that while I was doing breakfast. But I knew that as soon as I was making breakfast, I was gonna prep. So I chopped up onions, peppers, and garlic while I was making breakfast. And by the time I was done cooking breakfast, maybe I took like another 2 or 3 minutes after, I was done prepping dinner. It's in the crock pot and it's cooking. So you see, if you don't think about all the things that you have to do, and you don't think about where you could kind of like multitask and do a little bit more in the time you have, it's easy to get overwhelmed, or it's easy to just not do a lot of things because all of those things take so much time. There's no way I would be able to go to 2 different grocery stores and, the dry cleaners and do all these things and the million activities that my kids do, plus cook and do all the things and work out if I didn't think this way and I didn't act this way. And at home, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm in this side of the house and I know that I need to, take towels to the other side of the house, or I wait and I kind of make a little pile, like maybe in my office, of all the things that need to go to the playroom, say. And so I don't go a million times to the playroom. I will just move, I will kind of put all the things here, and then when I'm going towards the playroom because I need to go to the kitchen, then I grab those things and I walk over there. You see, I know it sounds kind of like silly, but all those things add up in time. And when you start running your life this way, it will be life-changing, and you will see how you are able to free so much more time to do other things that maybe you haven't had the chance to do that you've been wanting to do. Or maybe it just allows you to be more productive, and it allows you to have a little bit of downtime for yourself because you're able to do more. Or maybe that thing that you wanted to do for your kids or that you wanted to do for yourself, you made the time because you're being more productive in other times. So this takes planning, but it gets easier and easier. But it all starts with writing it out and seeing it. You have to write down all the things that you need to do, all the appointments that you and your family have. And then you start jotting in all your to-dos and those things that you just pop up, week to week, all the different things, and add those in. Make sure to add, block off your work time and all the things that you can do on your way to work or on your way home from work, of things that, places that you may pass that you don't want to have to make a special trip for and waste all that time. And I promise you, you are going to be a super productive, organized mom. So I can't wait for you to start planning your life a little bit more productively and start being able to make time for things that you haven't had time for. I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Make sure to share with me, whether it's a direct message, an email, or on a Facebook page, if you start doing this and you start seeing really great results. Good luck.